pops up, the neon starts to glow. Lowercase connection, entering the show. Top right corner where the wallet interacts. Digital contract, tracking down the facts. The ticker symbol blinking on the sidebar screen. The dark is the atmosphere setting the scene. Round one is coming, the season's on the clock. Secure the network, time to lock it in the block. Welcome to the darker matter. Standard rules apply. Load the fuel cells up before the timer passes by. Into the void we will go, where the smart ones play. Minting out the future, trading through the shadows. Watch the ticker climb. Feel the data stream. Living on the edge of the cyber grid machine.
Sacrifices, waiting at the gate. Calculating yields while we wait upon the day. Claim the EDOT payouts, tally up the wins. This is where the high stakes strategy begins. They say it's for the smart ones, written on the wall. A gamified ecosystem, standing tall. Read the how to play if you wanna know the way. Before you launch the app or end in disarray. Ticks on the countdown, now it's turned to days. The price of darker matter, moving through the haze. Is it an illusion? Is it by design? Watch the smart contract as it aligns. 3, 2, 1. Let the protocol run. Welcome to the darker matter. Standard rules apply. Load the fuel cells up before the timer passes by. Into the void, here we go, where the smart ones play. Minting out the future, trade into the shadows. Watch the ticker climb. Feel the data stream. Living on the edge of the cyber grid machine. Cells loaded, void is open. Connect the wallet and fade into the dark.
Hey kids, this is Pulse Right Vision come to you live from Cuatro Cinco Studios in my mom's basement. And that right there was a new song called Into the Void by Kate Figure. Shout out to Kate Figure. That's a lot of actual tokenomics in that vibe right there. We got Hex Glenn in the house. Hey guys, wearing his Dark Matter shirt. Check that out. That's pretty cool. We've got Texty Armstrong. Yeah, gonna need this track. In fact, I'll probably post it or forward it into the Telegram for you guys. Hugh, my tree's in the house. Ahoy! Amazing. I got the start of a live. Ahoy, mates! Ahoy! We've got the link out to the stream group. See if anyone wants to restream or join us on stream. We've got a bunch of big announcements and big changes that have happened just in the last couple days that I've been meaning to go into, but have either been distracted by fixing something or working on something or answering a question, or just sleeping or working. So we're going to go over some really cool stuff that is going on right now with the project. And the biggest thing that happened, obviously, the market melted in front of our eyes. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Pulse Chain, it's all going down in a blaze of glory. Apparently, someone's rotating some silly amount of Hex token value into PZen or something like that. And I don't know. I mean, if you got that wave, congratulations. But I don't really know if they're going to be able to hold that value in those communities, how real and strong those communities are. That kind of depends on what's going on, and that we'll go over that with our price today, because we had insane minting going on this weekend. So the fees dropped, even though everyone started trading like crazy Saturday morning. There was a lot of opportunities to pair at an amazing ratio against a lot of these tokens, and there was also some stuff on sale. So if you're looking for Pulse or Hex or PulseX, like any of those, some people caught some really juicy wicks on Saturday morning. So congratulations to you guys who caught those. I'm going to share my screen so I can take you guys on a little walk, on a little journey here. There we go. And let's start out here with X. Shout out to all my Xicans here. Pulse Rising, thank you so much for the restream, appreciate it. Same with Hex T Armstrong and the See You Next Tuesday coin. And yeah, just a lot of great. So I mean, I was updating this earlier, how much money was in the EDI pool and the 180-day pool, and all that is gone bananas. So let me type this real quick. And a lot of really great questions from the communities that we can go into on frequently asked questions as well. So yeah, shout out to all those homies. Penalties are getting out of hand. Yeah, so 24 years at Ferrari for car 16. Yeah, interesting race today. I'm not sure if you guys followed that. Let's jump into first of all, here's Harry Labs, some very interesting Byte websites. You can have your NFT build a site on Pulse Chain. I have not decided what kind of site I would want it to build on Pulse Chain, but that's a very interesting. I really want to know how people are going to put these to use. That's very good. Of course, we got Squirrel Swap with some of the art from the last original anti-gravity NFTs. These fuel cells right here, the dark matter fuel cells. Probably going to be seeing some of this art popping up on the new ones, and some of the other stuff from there. Old Man Bitcoin, what did you do today? Old Man Bitcoin went from 63 grand to 63 grand. Just down here hanging out, maybe making a new Bart Simpson head back around 60K, 63K, 65K. Then, of course, Ethereum, our Siamese twin in Pulse Chain, is sitting at 1691. So it's still nowhere near recovered from this last crazy dip. Obviously, things are upside down right now, and I believe there's a lot of games being played. So we'll see where that goes. Rings of Dust book, if you guys go to the Rings of Dust link in the Rings of Dust link in GitHub that is posted on our Telegram. This is the first thing you'll see. Is you'll just see the GitHub repo right here, which is this is a public repo. And then if you click on Rings of Dust, this main chapter, it doesn't look like a book because it's not. This is just a repo code. And so like you see here's Dark Matter 6 This is sweep. So this should actually be added to Workflow MD, but it's doing its own thing. So ignore this one right here, the top one. You have source material, which is just a bag of videos, images, and the other drafts that we pulled from. But the easiest place to go to read this, in fact, this is, I'll tell Claude to move this into there. But either way, the TTS Ready is the best place to go to listen to or have the book read to you by AI, or just to read it on any device. So you can go to chapter 1, the Polaris, and then you can just read the straight text. You can also, if you want, click wrap the text up here, I believe. Yeah, so wrap lines, if it's going clear off to the right, you can hit wrap lines and I'll keep it in the page. And you can also copy it and move it from here to another place, which is usually how we listen to the audiobook. In fact, let me walk you guys through that really quickly. You just go to 8. Let's say we wanted to listen to Rings of Dust, chapter 1. We just wanted to start. We would hit copy. You would go to a notepad right here. So I'm going to paste over here. So I pasted the whole thing. It's just in my notepad. And then, oh wait, I didn't actually work. Let me do Control A. So yeah, you just paste in here. And then there we go. And then Control S to save it. And this one is Booksteps Notepad. But you can name the note. And then you just go to Microsoft Edge, which, like I said, I don't know anyone who uses Microsoft Edge for anything on the internet, but it's a great place to listen to. So you can get Control O, and that opens this. And then let's see here, there's new file, new GitHub. Where did we save that one? Either way, you can open it up right here. So here's new audio of one of the chapters. Here's chapter 6 right there that we listened to. And so you can open it there, and then you can just go to the top, and then you can just right click. This is a long chapter. Right click right here and go to more tools and read aloud, or you can hit Control Shift U. So if I hit read aloud right now, you guys won't hear this because I'm not sharing the audio, but there you go. It's reading right now in my headphones. So yeah, it's not a bad way to listen to it. And then on your phone, it's actually even easier and faster than what I just showed you. You would copy it on your phone and then put it in your notes, and then you can highlight it and have it read to you. You just have to turn on a couple of things in your settings on iPhone or Android, and it'll read the book to you that way as well. So those are 2 ways to jump into the book, Rings of Dust. Let's see what else is going on. We got our new deployments here. We've got Liberty Swap, where you can send stuff from one place to another very well. Here's our Gold Sky that we use for our subgraph node. And here's the price. Let's go over this real quick. This is the price between Darker and eDye. This is the one that the converter hits right here. This is the 15-minute chart. And as you can see, the minting, every time you mint an NFT, 5% of that Darker gets sold on the market and fills up the eDye pool to rewards the void walkers, or the sacrifice people, like that song was singing about in the front. And as you can see, we had a whale mint 99,999 NFTs. Obviously, they're looking to win some jackpots, and they're looking to get these things locked as soon as they can, most likely to go into the 180-day pool, which we'll get into in a second. But the price was sold down all the way from up here around $1 down to, it went as low as like 25 cents. And then you can see some people just buying it right back up at 25 cents to 30 cents or so. So this is the last leg of this well. There are some other wells that have not minted that much yet. We'll jump onto that in just a second. But yeah, that's what we're seeing here with the price chart is the contract moving a bunch of value from the darker matter tokens that were airdropped into the EDI pool. So it's interesting that minting makes the price go down, but it does. The other thing that fills the EDI pool are taxes. We've been getting about $75 of EDI a day from the taxes. So that's pretty good. That's also filling the coffers. Let's see here. Oh, that's the DAI stablecoin one website. A couple new things that we've added to the website here. We added the darker matter logos at the suggestion of Dr. Doge. Thank you very much, Dr. Doge. So now we have some better branding up here. It is a little busier. However, you know, you're at darker matter, and I like the crystals and everything. You got your balance and the price. You got the countdown to the beginning of round 1. You got the gas meter right here. It tells you what gas is currently. And then up here we have a new button. It says supply. So you just click on this button up here, and I wish I could make this way bigger. Maybe I can just zoom way in here. Let's try that. Oh yeah, that works really well actually. So we have this new thing right here. Oh, it's not going to go down any lower. Let's see if we go all the way down, if it'll push it. Nope, it's off the screen just a little bit. So basically, let me go back just a little bit so you can see right there. That's almost it. There we go. So where is the darkness? This tells you where the entire supply of 2,222,222 darker are. As you can see, the FOMO treasury that is going to be paying out the people that are minting, and especially those that are staking their mints, their NFTs, is sitting on 67%. And then the circulating supply that was airdropped is 18.7%. Mystery box sitting on 9%. The jackpot is sitting on 2% of the whole supply right now, with 14 days left to even kick it off. And then there's 2.3% in the 180-day bonus pool, and then there's 0.1% in the liquidity and converter. So very little liquidity in the converter. And then the EDI reward pool is currently just below $3,000 of EDI. So that's a pretty good carrot and juicy pool to jump into for those that win the lottery. I mean, you can, there's two ways you can sacrifice. You can sacrifice lottery winnings, and you can sacrifice NFTs. But most of the NFTs won't have much of a darker balance at all until the end of round 22. So in about 8 months and 2 weeks, some of these NFTs will have maybe 10%, depending on if they're locked or not. And at that point, you know, you can probably sacrifice the void and get some weight in that EDI pool. The faster way to jump into the EDI pool is if you win the jackpot and sacrifice the jackpot. Now, you can also claim the jackpot, which will give you a ton of tokens to mint with, play with, dump, provide liquidity, you name it. But we can get into that in just a second. But I did like this. Where's the darkness? This tells you where it's going. It'll be interesting to see how the circulating supply and liquidity change, and the jackpot and 180-day bonus fills up, because no one's going to be able to claim and take liquid darker matter out of the 180-day bonus until 180 days after we start this first round, which is about 14 or 15 days. So about 195 days. And I think that was one of the frequently asked questions too, is when is the first jackpot draw? So we'll go there. Let me zoom back out a little bit, make this correct proportions. There we go. Yeah, and then you just click out of there, and now you've got the supply. So that's something that we add there. Let's go to the home screen. And on the home screen, we've got mint, fuel cell farms, get paid. It's the 3 steps that it has on how to play: mint, farm, get paid. So that's the 3 steps to the whole game. Here's the void. No one's been able to sacrifice to the void yet. Yeah, we went over everything. Here's the contract address. Make sure you got the right contract address. Go to our site, agproject.io, and you can copy it right out here from the header. Let me check back to the green room before we go further into the website here. No one's in there yet, but we'll probably see some people there. Price is rising. Oh goodness. Do you have a seam of locust in your mom's basement? Seam of locust. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm sorry. That's actually the riding lawnmower right outside my office. They waited till right now to to mow the lawn. I apologize for the background. If you have a swarm of locusts, that's funny and that's true. It does sound like that. I apologize. Good evening, Crypto Cat. Yes, let's have a talk about Fight Club. Let's just talk about Fight Club. I would love to talk about Fight Club because there are a bunch of little winks and inside jokes and a lot tied into Fight Club because it is such a great movie. In fact, one of these days we're just gonna have to like play Fight Club and watch it here on X. I don't think we get shut down having a watch party. If we did, I mean, we could remove it from the screen and we could just be here talking about it in chat. But I think watch parties are a great idea to have as a community on X as we're waiting for the bull market to come back. Now, let me get back to the website and go through each of these. Mint your NFTs. This is where you can choose how many fuel cells you want to mint. It'll tell you the next round that you're minting for, and then you approve it and you mint. Most of the transactions for the whales, if you wait for low gas, like we have low gas right now, or what would be considered low gas recently, which is 500,000 Gwei, or 500,000 beats, as we call them on Pulse Chain. And that way you can mint 200 fuel cells with for about 10 to 15 cents. So if you wait till these low parts, or you just set it low and go to sleep, you can get a lot of stuff minted for much cheaper than what we were minting earlier. Earlier we were just paying super high gas fees wherever the market was at, or the gas price was at, and paying 30 to 50 cents per 100 or 200. So it definitely pays to wait. You have 14 days to like get them in there. There's a few whales that I haven't seen move yet, and so it'll be very interesting to see what happens there. And then of course we have the jackpot. Right now the jackpot is sitting at 57,000 darker tokens. That's insane. That means that there will be, let's see, there's a winner, one winner in every 740. So if we take 57, and there's 110 rolling over right now to the next one, but I think it's just going to go higher and higher. 57,781 divided by 333 for the first round, for before people start sacrificing. So it's 173 winners. We have about 173 winners that will be drawn at this point. However, this has got almost 15 days to continue growing. So that's the jackpot. And then of course, the EDI, like I said, we have almost $3,000 of EDI waiting to be paid out to the sacrificers after the end of round one. And that'll be very interesting to see what they do with their EDI, how many people sacrifice, how many ways that's split. I believe this pays out 20% every 11 days forever. So, I mean, who knows how big this will get. It does accumulate from the 10% sales tax that targets the bots. So it will be filling as price fluctuates, which is something that happens a lot here on Pulse Chain. 180-day bonus pool. There's 51,305 in the 180-day bonus pool. And that is going to grow for 180 days plus this, so 195 days. Yeah, it'll be 195 days before people start pulling out of this, can claim the 180-day bonus pool. And this shows up as liquid darker in your wallet. This one pays out at 3.69% every 11 days forever. So you can be pulling some liquid dark matter out to sell, to mint, to get this revenue, this passive income source. And you can also get the EDI as well. One question was someone was trying to figure out, just ballpark estimate what their fuel cells might be worth. And as you can see right here in round one, it's estimating that I'll have 110 darker out of this 100 at the end of round 22. So estimated dark value when all 22 complete 3 full seasons. Projected assumes today's stake mix and round by round FOMO curve payout. So this does not include staking. This is saying that it thinks that I'll have a bonus of 10 darker matter value versus what I put in and minted in the beginning. And down here, so this address right here, this Stream wallet, owns 0.08% of the NFTs right now, which we'll get into the NFTs in just a second. But as you can see, that for 100 NFTs right now, I went from informant. I was probably a lot higher before that other that well did, but we got informant, the operator, technician, and I'm an agent right now. So way to go, kid. You're an agent. 29 more fuel cells to achieve navigator. And then you got the admiral and grand admiral, which a lot of people were grand admirals before this insane minting went to just completely fill all the reward pools. And the treasury, it doesn't have to fill the treasury. The treasury is full of 1.5 million darker matter, basically. And so it goes trickle, stream, flood. Right now we are in the trickle phase, so this is the micro community. This is where we're going to get our legs and start reaching out to the other communities inside of Pulse Chain. And then season 2, we'll probably see a lot of people joining from Pulse Chain as they see people getting paid out, hitting jackpots, and just amassing a bunch of dark for staking their fuel cells. And then here at the bottom, it actually takes that 110 amount of darker, and it shows you the amount if you were to deplete, I believe. So if moon math, you can do moon math current. Oh no, that's not the current price. I'll have to have a clock fix that. The current price is 30 cents. Well, actually it's climbing. Let's see what's going on. Okay, it's 46 cents now. Somebody snagged some of this cheap darker, and I mean, I don't know if we're going to see a mint this big again ever. I mean, that was 1/7 of the supply that was put down, and now we have the weed eater, the weed trimmer going by. I'm sure you guys can hear that as well. Okay, so yeah, this is, I mean, I don't know where the price is going to go. I'm just saying, as far as minting almost 100,000 NFTs, and 5% of that, or 5,000 darker, were sold into the eDAI converter with just that mint. That's an immense amount of sell pressure for a token with $2,500 worth of liquidity right now. So for this to like handle this, especially today when all of Pulse Chain fell off a cliff yesterday and today, everything is still down. The whole market's basically down 5% everywhere. And in the last 24 hours, we're down 30% from the minting, from the mining, but in the last 6 hours, I think this has been as high as 300% up. So we'll see what happens here. We got some more buys coming in as people are snatching up some of this, thinking that 46, 50, anything between 25 and 50 people are seeing as a good price. Let's go back and put in moon math and actually put in the price. So, and I'll have to fix the moon math as well. Where's my pen? I'll write this down. This down on a note. Yeah, the current price right now is set to $1,000, which, I mean, I'm not saying anything about that. That's whatever, but you can come down here and you can actually click all-time high, So what was the all-time high? It doesn't have an all-time high listed either. So that one's got to be fixed. All-time high. And then of course moon math. So for moon math, we're actually going to put in the 0.46 cents right there. And so this would be projecting that our we'd be putting $46 in at today's price by minting 100, and we would get $50 out in at the end of round 2 if it stays the same price. So that's not a bad ROI, but as you can see, there's nothing staked yet because we can't stake till the end. That goes into our frequently asked questions, but here you can actually see where you're going to be managing them. If you click manage fuel cells, you can choose a percentage, or you can select them individually, and then you can do the short stake, the long stake, end stake, sacrifice, and deplete to cash out. So all of that is here at Fuel Cell Farms right there. And then of course the get paid, if you want to go to get paid, we already went over the jackpot. The EDI, like I said, is just under $3,000 right now. The 180-day bonus pool has 51,000, and it's got 195 days before anyone can even pull from it. So this is really interesting because the 180-day bonus pool is also filled. 40% of every darker goes into this pool. 45% goes into the jackpot, and then 5% gets sold for the EDI, 10% goes to the team. So the minting is really what's funding all of those. The treasury, like I said, we already set that up. We used to have the evil address in the last game, just mint a crazy amount of tokens, and then we would go and basically rob them the evil address. And in this one, the evil address was a lot of work and a lot of stuff on the website. It was a lot of fun. It definitely gave us our own flavor and our own cult flavor, but right now we just have that crazy FOMO curve because we wanted to make sure that people that found this in the second season and the third season also had enough payouts from the FOMO curve to make it worth the minting. So then maybe it was something we should also add to the fuel cell farms, is have a projection of, end of season 1, end of season 2, end of season 3 right here. So this is out. Yeah, so let's do season 2, season 3. There we go. And that'll obviously change dramatically when you stake, because you'll be starting to serve your time in the stake. And then once you hit that stake, see, it still says 55 stake boost right there. That's the long one. We're also going to change that to 100x. Okay. And yeah, let's color all that. So let me check in the green room again, see if we have any neighbors popping in. Nope, no guests. Oh, here we go. Cape Figure, did you like that? Car, not call, stupid voice prompt. Here we go. If anyone's looking for a fun car for the summer, I have a 2004 Crossfire with 60,000 miles. I'll swap for some darker matter. There you go. So people are there's already this might be pizza BTC right here. Ignorance is peace of mind. Ignorance is bliss. Hello, you miserable subordinates. Love it. Yeah, Cape any air fryers? Oh, there we go. My ambition is to be the longest staker of dark matter. Screw 180 days. LOL. And then I don't know if anybody's aware, but Max told me that if you let your stake no end after 180 days, you can just let it run. I think that is a smart move. StreamYard link from CryptoCat. It's in our Telegram group, but I'm just going to throw it up here, actually. I'm going to put it in comments, and I'll also put it in our Telegram as well. So we'll copy that, paste that here. Boom, there we go. And I'll paste it in here as well. So it's in our main Telegram, t.me/antigravity saga. If you're not in there, you're missing out on juicy drips and the first changes to the website and updates to the game. So yeah, here's the StreamYard link as well. Um, and then I'll listen to that. We have someone already at the door. Let's see if his mic works this time. All right, give it a
Testing one,
shot. It works.
testing.
And you're not even wearing a Dark Matter shirt, but you have the power of the cat.
Yes.
Awesome.
What a
Oh my
day! What a
goodness.
weekend, huh? What a
It's
weekend for.
this is like bunches and bunches of bananas. This might be an entire banana tree that has happened this weekend. I mean, we relaunched because the taxes weren't catching all the bots. And then after that, like we just saw minting, which is insane because I mean, and we'll get to that on the frequently asked questions in our Telegram because there were some really good questions. In fact, another question that I'm going to answer on there that I'll answer right now is people are asking, can I sacrifice darker matter to the void? And the answer is no, you actually can't. You can sacrifice, like I said, the jackpots and the NFTs, but both of those take work. You know, you're gonna have to mint a bunch of NFTs to hit the jackpot usually. I mean, if you hit it with one, yeah, if you hit it with one, then you're the luckiest dude on earth because that jackpot could be worth 1,332 darker by round 5, maybe sooner depending on how the smart contract stacks it. But yeah, I mean, for instance, we have the well that minted 100,000 NFTs.
Yes.
99,999. They like the numbers that we play with here, so they went with all nines. That person right there is going to win a bunch of those 173.
I saw the price was going up while you were streaming.
Yeah, it's we have people that have been watching the minting go down and give people a deal on, yeah, now it's back up to almost 50 cents.
Wow.
Yeah, down from 25 cents. I think
the only thing green in Pulse Chain today.
It's looking pretty good. Like I said, this was 5,000 darker matter tokens sell pressure.
Wow.
And it ate it like nothing. Like it just snatched it up. We're back up to 50 cents. Obviously the $1 range is like kind of what I would consider our actual all-time high. I know on some of the pairs it went to $5 or $6, but those were just some crazy wicks and very, very low liquidity. But now we got $2,500, which it's nothing to sneeze at. The market cap is about $1 million right now at 50 cents. And when we get back up to $1, if we get back to $1, I think we're going to see, you know, that then it'll be $2 million. And people are always crying, we need liquidity, but it's like, I don't see a lot of liquidity in this market. And anyone who puts up a lot of liquidity usually gets cashed out. Yeah, there's just not a lot left. So,
well, I think one of the really cool things about this project is the eDAI. You know, I think
like
that's
that
really
eDAI pool.
Yeah, that's really advanced.
Well, I was just thinking if this whale has 1/7 of the airdrop, which they obviously did because they minted it, do they really would they value the eDAI payout income stream, or do you think they would value taking another? I guess they would return. Let's see if they won like 100 of those. That'd be 30,000 back.
Yeah, that's
not bad. You know, they could basically get a third of their tokens back. But if they're a whale and they are interested in the price of this token, chances are they're going to sacrifice all that, start getting paid in eDAI, and then add that 30,000 or so darker matter back, roll it forward into the jackpot to make the jackpot pay out 666 next time. Possibly 1332, but definitely at least 666 because I don't think there'll be as many people minting ever again because just round 1 is so juicy for so many reasons, you know.
Well, and if you look at the amount minted already of what's available this first journey, it's quite interesting.
Something else that a lot of people may not know about the EDI payout right here. Let's go to get paid, claim EDI. There's actually a
Oh,
button
that
here. I mean, there's the
29.41.
make it rain button right here. So it looks like there's um, 453 darker still waiting to be sold into EDI. And so we should see that price go down a little bit more. We got about 450 sell pressure, and I believe there's a keeper that just like sells 5 at a time over and over and over again until that's empty. But there's also this gift to pool. That's interesting. So you can donate darker to the pool for it to sell for EDI. You can also donate EDI to the pool. So if these
Okay.
benevolent wells want to roll the EDI and pay the other people that are crazy enough to sacrifice their EDI, that's when things could get really interesting, because that's when a lot of people, that's when I mean, don't get me wrong, I think a lot, if I were to mint with one darker matter token and I won 333, that would be a great payday, especially in this bear market. So I might claim it and sell some and then mint some and
Hmm.
provide liquidity if I was a smaller fish, because that gives me a little more diversity. But if
Yeah,
I had
providing
one of these,
liquidity in this market's good.
yeah, yeah, so that's one good thing. And then another thing, um, if you're right here, this is the darker matter fuel cell address right here. Looks like it's got a balance of 431,000 pulse, which is kind of weird. I'm not sure why it has that, but it does. And let's see here. Nope, that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for, oh, that's a wallet. Here it is. Here's the fuel cell balance. Okay, so the fuel cell ends in, and I pasted this in our Telegram. This contract address, you can watch to see how many are minted. But geez Louise. And it takes a while for this to pull up, but there's 128,000 fuel cells, probably more than that because this lags a little bit. There's 29
Okay.
holders,
That's it? 29 holders?
29 minters so far.
Wow.
And they've gone in, a bunch of people have gone in with over 1,000 already.
Those are wells, right?
Those are, yeah, if you have 1,000 NFTs, I would consider you a well in this ecosystem right now. But
Wow.
but if you have this many NFTs right here, these people right here with thousands of NFTs, they're most likely going to win a jackpot, and I would be willing to bet that most of the people at the top of this list want a piece of that EDI. So if these whales that come in here and just mint a crazy amount, if they gift their EDI back into the pool for some reason to be nice, then they could basically set the tone of sacrificing almost all these jackpots and roll this jackpot into a crazy number. And then people would be hitting 1,332 jackpots eventually. And
Wow.
if they were to, like, imagine like a small fish hitting one of those jackpots, and let's say darker matter goes back to $1, you know, they're walking away with a $1,300 payday. And yeah, they can murder the chart, but I mean, shoot, that's crypto. Like, you basically have to let people murder your chart, or else there's no point in playing, right? Like, if I can't take my money and go home, it's not a real casino. It's a a prison.
And you can
So
sell it OTC on maybe OX Bistro.
exactly. Yeah, there's definitely OTC on BOX Bistro you could sell, and maybe give people a little discount and walk with
Yeah.
a stack of coins. But think about that. If the little guy hits and pays $1 for their darker matter and walks with 1,300, they're probably going to be pretty loud on Twitter and social media about the money that they just made off of darker matter, and how they
Mhm.
can't believe their luck. So it might be a better marketing tool to sacrifice and let some people hit big than to you know try to cash it all out. Or also, here's the insane thing. Let's say that you hit the jackpot of 1,332. If you remint all of those, you've got pretty good chances of winning one or two jackpots. So you could have a, what's it called? A flywheel or a perpetual motion machine where you could continually win more dark than you started with, and just continue to remint all of the NFTs or the darker matter into NFTs rolling forward, and build a giant stack off of just rolling your just reminting your lottery winnings, your jackpot winnings.
And some in liquidity too. Sounds, especially in the bear market, sounds like a good play.
Yeah, yeah, and EDI is one of the sexiest tokens in the bear market because it's the only thing that hasn't gone down 99.99%.
Yeah,
The
it's the only thing of
thing that's held its
value.
value. Yeah, yeah. So yeah,
It holds
cannot.
value well.
It'll be interesting. I hope I only minted 100 here from the streaming address. Oh, I have, for some reason it disconnected my wallet. Let me reconnect the wallet here. We'll go to Internet Monies.
So you have 15% chance of winning the lotto.
I believe so. Yeah. So I mean, I
Okay.
could mint enough to win because I really do want to win a jackpot and sacrifice it live for you guys here on screen. But like I said, if those whales also aren't looking for $200 of EDI or whatever, let's say that they come in and they've got the majority of all the sacrifices, 99% of the sacrifices, right? And they get paid 20% of this pool right here, which would be about $600. Let's say that the
That's
whale,
not a bad
instead of,
payday.
it's not a bad payday, but I think that the whale would rather have $600 of advertising right now, and they might regift it and dump it back into the pool, and then those handful of those other people that win the lottery and sacrifice, they're going to be getting paid out fairly well, or outsized returns, right?
Okay.
And then the problem with a lot of this stuff is you don't want to tell other people because you're like, you found a good thing and you're just profiting from it, and you're like, well, I don't want anyone to compete with me. However, you're also probably sitting on a bunch of darker, you've probably locked a bunch for the 180-day bonus, so you're going to be
Yes.
getting kicked out mini jackpot hits from this every 11 days forever. So it's in your best interest to tell everyone else in Pulse Chain and crypto, hey, there's this crazy game and crazy universe over here, this space called of darker matter. And if you buy them, then you can mint and play this game. So that might drive the price up of darker up so high that it's worth, having some more people compete with you for the EDI and the jackpot. Well, actually, the jackpot, your chances are always the same, but the EDI and the 180-day bonus pool, those are things that the OGs know about right now, and that newer people are going to learn about the jackpot minting first and then work their way into the fuel cell farms.
Do you think there's ever a point in the 180 days where there's not enough darker to go around because people are buying it up?
Yeah, I do think so, because this is the part that people don't realize. They hear that there's a 2.222222 supply right here that we have up here. Did you see the new supply button?
That is awesome.
It tracks the supply of where everything is, and it
You can
tracks the
thank the
EDI
dev for
reward.
that.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. It's pretty sweet. But I was gonna say that it looks like there's a big supply of this on the market, and right now the circulating supply is only 18% of this. So as
Wow.
people buy and mint, and the circulating supply goes down, and the jackpot 180-day bonus go up, and liquidity goes up, the 67% of it is stuck in the FOMO curve treasury.
When you
And
sacrifice, you're actually deleting the amount, correct?
well, yes and no.
Okay.
When you sacrifice your jackpot winnings if you hit the jackpot and sacrifice it. That
Mm-hmm.
sacrifice rolls into the jackpot and stays in the jackpot. So that can be won and cashed out later.
Oh
But
wow,
if you
okay.
have let's say you've got a bunch of fuel cells and you've been locking them for 180 days, you start hitting that 100x bonus and they start accumulating a bunch dark, and you take a portion of those and you sacrifice them. All of that dark actually gets paid out, but it goes back into the FOMO curve pool. So it
Oh
goes back
wow.
to the people that minted in the same round as you.
Yes.
But all of the future payouts that were going into that fuel cell follow it into the void.
So it behooves you to mint earlier than later.
hmm And a
Okay.
very small portion of that 67% is going to be paid out in the next 8 months. And then
Okay.
a little bit more proportion, like 250,000 of them, will be available for people to deplete and cash out. But 1.2 billion of them aren't showing up till season 3. And that's the flood. That's what we're trying to time with going viral, the bull market, people actually just riding this thing into the
Okay.
sunset and going bananas over it.
Wow.
So to answer your question, it could be very hard to get darker matter tokens in the future. It's designed to be the most scarce token in the universe.
And there are 180 days for each journey.
No, there's
No,
11 days for every
11
round,
days. Yeah.
and there's 8 months to every season.
Okay.
So if the seasons play out consecutively, that's 2 years.
Yes.
If we hit the bull market and things go bananas in the first season or second season, we might pause the third season or second season
Okay.
so that we're not dumping the most dark matter in a bear market.
Oh wow. So you could actually pause. That would be really
Yeah,
cool.
so we can pause in between the seasons. But once the season starts, we're locked in for 8 months.
Okay.
But I think in 8 months you'll know if the bull market has hit or not.
I think you'll know before the midterms.
Yeah, and we are definitely a patient bunch here in Pulse Chain.
Yep.
So if
Oh, it looks like the
if
price
anyone's
of beans
willing to
pulled down a
wait
little bit.
4 years for another season, it's us. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Desert Warrior tonight, crap title, I know, but it was a good movie. Promo on Threads, bored anyone, but it doesn't know hurt. Yeah, see me in the top list. Did you like the song from Kate Figure at the top of this? Did you hear that? We might
Kate
end on
Figure
it.
always has really good stuff.
Yeah. Personally speaking, if I win anything, I am reminting 100%. That's a pretty good alpha move, Cape. Pretty good alpha move. Oh, we have someone else at the door here. Let's bring him in here. Mr. Hexy Armstrong.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
You've been
I
making use of the video replies on X lately.
yeah. Yeah, it's kind of getting old already, but I appreciate everybody giving me the thumbs up and the likes and the love.
You bet.
That's right.
Uh,
Hello, XD. How are you?
I'm doing better than that, is there, brother, as always.
That's right.
yeah. These all need to be updated. How much money is in the eDai and the other pools?
Mhm.
Here's a frequently asked question. I know that Hexy was in on these and answering a lot of questions as well here in the comments. This is, I'll get to that one in just a second. Let me get to this other one right here. Frequently asked questions. I thought we couldn't stake the darker NFTs yet. And the answer is great point. Correct. You can only stake the NFTs after the first round and the jackpots are announced. However, you get credit for waiting the 11 days of the round, so it's actually 169 days after the round that you're locked in, and your bonus from the FOMO curve goes up to 100x, and you can claim your liquid darker X from the 180-day pool every 11 days.
I have a sliver. Can you get it out?
Maybe after I'm done streaming.
Okay.
Thanks for flipping me off.
Come on, Doogie Howser. Why don't you do the surgery live on stream?
I do it with my mouth. I just pull it out with my teeth. I don't use
Oh, it's like
tweezers.
dental
So
floss, right?
it is. Yep. Yep. All right. And follow up. When is the first round jackpots? They should be announced in 26 days, so on or around July 3rd. So right before the 4th of July is going to be um, the first end of our first round, which is kind of cool that it lines up there. But a shout out to Ted Nelson for that question. Do you guys have any questions or comments on that?
No, I'm tracking with that, but it is a good question.
Mm-hmm.
Um, this game for me is even more intriguing than before because I will be honest. For the first 6 months of V1, I was just kind of winging it, and really didn't have a game plan until the team decided to go ahead and relaunch, which I love the cadence of the new game flow. I know this 15-day clock, 14-day clock is killing us, but as soon as that thing rolls over and we get into the first round, it's gonna
Game
er,
on.
every week's gonna be every 11 days is gonna be exciting to see who wins, who mints, and how much supply is again locked up or even sacrificed.
Yeah,
Yep,
we're
it's in my
looking at about
calendar. It's a celebration.
three. We're gonna have to bring back the bull and bear chart that we had from V1 for
Yes.
the lotteries and stuff. But you're basically gonna have 3 rounds a month or close to it. So that is a lot. That hopefully will capture Crypto Bros' attention better than the 45-day one.
Instead of 2 every 3 months.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And then Hex Monkey says because Hex T said over 90,000 darker minted. Now I think it's 125,000. One downside of this, unless I don't understand it completely, isn't this the equivalent of the OA coming in and diluting everyone with so much being minted by this mega wallet and presumably staked at some point? Doesn't that squash all the rewards we regularly community minters would have gotten otherwise? Yes, that is true. It could go sideways. The whale could be selfish and basically, choke everybody out, like just squeeze everybody out of all the rewards. However, as I mentioned, there's an eDai gift button where anyone can send eDai to the eDai pool. And there's also a darker matter gift button on the 180-day pool. So if some of these whales feel like blessing and rewarding the good behavior of lockers and stakers and sacrificers in the future, they
Oh,
have
I want to
that
say something
mechanism.
I want to say something so bad right now, but I can't. I can't. I
You
can't.
can't.
But I can say one thing.
Yeah.
I can say one thing. Mr. 4944 is going to be sacrificing. That I can say. And be locking up 180-day stakes.
Where's he
Oh,
at? 494.
absolutely.
Oh yeah. Well, here's 4901, but
No,
like I said, this
refresh.
lags.
Refresh. It's
It still
49.
doesn't have the freaking
Yeah.
total. Way to go, Pulse Scan. You're just
Hey.
kicking ass today.
What does it look? What does that page look like on?
128,000.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Mr. 4944 is going to
4944.
going to sacrifice about 500 right off the get go.
Boom.
That I can tell you that for sure.
Sacrifice 500 fuel cells.
Yep.
Hmm.
As soon as that button comes live.
That's one option. Although I would say season them beforehand. I would say sacrifice your jackpots because those will give you instant heavyweight in the eDai. However, everyone's NFT isn't going to be worth much of anything for 8 months because of the FOMO curve payout. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So you don't want to
So-
sacrifice the NFT.
Yeah. The best I would recommend sacrifice your jackpot winnings to get into the eDai pool, and then immediately stake everything for 180 days.
So,
because there's no
when does it? So we say sacrifice the fuel cell, and we go back into the book, and we need to talk a little bit more. Especially, I think we should go through maybe not tonight, but we need to go through the Lore Bible because That
That's the cheat code. That's the
yes,
cliff notes of the
yes,
whole game right there.
yes.
If you jump into the lore Bible, you know way too much.
My I know my jaw dropped when I started reading. I was like, and I couldn't stop. Um, so,
Lore
but
Bible.
we're kind of. Am I getting overzealous? I thought it was benevolent to take your fuel cell down the
It-
east tunnel.
no, it definitely is benevolent to sacrifice that to the void to your bloodline. Remember, it's your
Yes,
bloodline that you are sacrificing to.
yes.
And so it is. However, in the book, these fuel cells are they're powerful, and when they send them down, but it's going to take that 180-day stake for your fuel cell to really
Oh,
start
right.
to accumulate a
Yeah, right.
nice
I get
pile
it.
of
Yeah,
darker matter inside of it,
yeah.
and you get credit for the darker matter inside your fuel cell,
Ah,
not for number of fuel cells, but the amount inside of it. And there's
okay.
only 370.
So Mr. 4944 is not going to do that now until
Yeah.
there's some
Well,
darker in there.
well, right now you have 733 darker being divided amongst 128,000 fuel cells in the first round. So there's only 48,000 that are going to be paid out in the next 8 months to
Yes.
the hundreds of thousands of fuel cells starting to build up their momentum and start their clocks, right?
Well, I'm glad we went through this because I was
To,
a little confused about
that's
how the sacrifice worked, but now I see the more darker, uh, the higher the amount, the greater the weight.
Yeah. And I'm going to add this to the frequently asked questions. Why not sacrifice NFT in beginning? And that is a great question.
Because there's nothing in the piggy bank yet.
Yeah. Yeah. Now this is crazy. We had some early end stake penalties at the beginning of this game that basically just went away. There's no penalty for ending your stake early. None. But there's also no reward until you finish serving out your entire stake. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So your bonus doesn't jump up to 10x on the 33-day stake until you hit 33 days. And your 100x bonus doesn't hit till day 180. And your claim from the 180 pool doesn't start until the following round, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So that's I'm glad we went over that. See, this is why we talk about game theory and strategies, because you might think to yourself, oh, I'm going to do this, and then be like, oh, wait, no, it'd be way better to do this instead. So hopefully every time someone finds out something's not going to work, they find something that works better in this game. Let's see here. Let's go back to this one right here. And yeah, so we've got quite a few that have over 1,000 NFTs minted already. If you go to the supply of darker matter right here, you can see the 67% in the FOMO, about 1.5 million right there, just under, because I think some of it's already stashed for the payout. But
Yeah.
then you got the mystery box with about 8.5-9%, which is we see used for contests and liquidity providing for the most part. And then we've got Pink Mist Well sitting with 4%,
Wow.
over 4% of the supply, 95,000. So if the Pink Mist Well wanted to match the other super well, they could do it pretty much. They would pretty much catch up with the first well in the first round. And if the Pink Mist Well were benevolent like he was in Dark Matter version 1,
Well,
you
I
got
think
two mega wells.
well, mega wells are Poseidons. I think right now that top address for fuel cells, the 99 plus. I mean that, you know,
Yeah, and we did,
depending on how that address
yeah,
manipulates or allocates
yeah, and
that
we did
number. Yeah,
switch up the C leagues as well. We changed it to the collective ranks.
yeah, yeah. So
So
Grand
they're probably
Admirals.
Grand Admirals because they
Yeah.
got more than 10%. They might probably always be Grand Admirals. Now, if we did hide the Sea League at another place on this website that you will not find unless you join a certain group. So if you join a certain group, you will see the Sea Leagues again somewhere on the website telling you how much of a certain portion of a certain thing you have. So we're going to
Yep.
leave that as a mystery.
Mystery.
Wow.
Yep.
Dang it.
Yeah.
After stream, Hex
Yeah.
T, you can find it.
All right, let's go to the next conversation. So he was talking about that. And then, of course, Hex T brought up, no, we believe in supply scarcity. The ever-diminishing sell pressure that happens when cheap, plentiful supply is available for pump sell-offs. The fuel
Well,
cells
I
becomes
need
a
to.
medium. Yeah, go
I
ahead.
I realize that. Go back there. It's the opposite. It helps reduce the continual sell off pressure with cheap supply.
Yeah. And it says the fuel cells become the medium of value in exchange. So, yeah, where most people are looking at the token in their project, we're looking at the NFTs and what people are doing with how they're farming that NFT to get the most out of it. That's the game we're playing. Right. And then you said the community and the smart contracts, read Lore Bible. See, you're just giving out all the secrets. Reward those who mint and hold. If there's a mega wallet sitting on a supply of darker fuel cells, post the address here. More than likely, it's a smart contract. So that was the whale, which I guess we can post that in here. But then, can you post the CA there? So I did post the CA down here. And then you said also see the FOMO curve and staking rewards that incentivize community members to stake and collect more of the treasury tokens that represent over 67% of total supply. This cash of supply gets handed out to fuel cells holders during the next 3 years, a small dip each 11 days during year 1, a trickle during year 2, and to attract individuals who may think it's too late to buy, a flood of tokens pours into the fuel cell starting in year 3. So I'm glad that you noticed the intention behind the fuel cell, the FOMO curve. And then, of course, I jumped in with it definitely changes the tone of the game. Instead of delayed gratification, we're now entering a cult where you staking is the entrance of the game. Then you're rewarded for total sacrifice and letting passive income roll. Imagine if the OA had staked its majority up front. There definitely wouldn't be whales dumping billions of hex on our heads over the last few years. So yeah, I mean, it might have pissed a lot of people off, but I think the true Hexagon believers that are ride or die for Richard Hart, I think they would see past it because he always talks about the pizza, right? He's like, a lot of people are worried about their size of the slice of the pie. Like people are like, well, I want a half of the pie, I want a quarter of the pie. But he said, you're looking at the wrong thing. Instead of looking at your portion of the pie, you should look at the size of the pie. He said, I would rather have a thin slice of a giant pizza than half of a small pizza. And that's really stuck with me when I think about game theory and who rewards what, who holds what, where the economic energy shifts in this game. So that kind of goes back to all Richard Hart talking about, because if you would have followed what the OA had done at the beginning of Hex, you would be a whale. A lot of the whales in Hex just followed what the OA was doing. And it seems like these whales also kind of know they obviously understand the mechanics and the lore Bible and things like that. So yeah, there's another one up here from Canadian Grateful. So Canadian Grateful, a member of our community who was minting and having a great time in Dark Matter 1 and a big supporter of the community and founder of Tolato Token. He says, if the later season 2 and 3, etc., pay out more, should I not save my darker for them to mint, or is it better to mint it all in season 1? And I said, answer, round 1 NFTs are registered at mint, meaning they collect a share of rounds 1 through 66 automatically with no per round action. You just deplete or burn whenever you want. So an early NFT isn't paid once. It's a standing claim on the whole curve. Your share of each round dilutes, but you're present for all of them. Each round pool is split by weight divided by total weight. As more people mint and lock, your slice of any single round shrinks, but the per round pool grows 5x per season. The round one NFT eats from all 66 of those increasingly large payouts. Locking multiplies your share. 10x for 33-day lock, 100x for 180-day lock. A 180-day round one NFT pulls 100x the per round slice of unlocked one. So yeah, I mean, you're not really, you don't, in the first version, you were trying to figure out which journeys, we called them journeys back then, which journeys were going to be lowly minted. And Journey 9 was a ghost town, right? The mystery box did not even mint in Journey 9. So Journey 9 was getting paid out insane amounts. And that game still holds true in this version as well. If the fewer people or the more people that either sacrifice or deplete their fuel cells and exit the game, the more payouts you get in that round. However, you are locking in for all 66 rounds by minting the first one, which is probably what made the Mega Well mint a seventh of the circulating supply. Bananas. I think there's one other thing I was going to cover, but I can't remember what it was here. It might have been in this stream. It might have been in another one. The Rings of Dust book. Thank you very much. HexT offered to walk Ted Nelson through getting your book or your phone or your desktop or your phone to read the story to you, so you're not having to read it all. And how's that been going for both of you two? You guys have both been listening to the TTS versions, correct?
I have, yes. I've got all the way through chapter 6, but again, I need to go back and reread. I took a couple of mental notes, but I got a couple of notes of just things that even AI or something might have missed a adjective or a verb or whatnot that might flow better for those of us that actually still read text. although
Yes.
we're
Yeah.
although we're a dying breed.
Well,
to
even
speech.
this one right here, it says his powder blue eyes, and this maybe it didn't copy and paste correctly, but I read it and I was like, that's not right. His powder blue eyes stared back at him from the viewport. They were older than they had this morning. So that's not English.
No,
That's not correct speaking, right?
yeah, that is the whole file, and that's how my iPhone reads it to me.
Yeah, and so you're like, wait a minute, they're
Yeah.
missing a word.
But like I
there.
said, it might just be the fact that Claude or whatnot, whoever your assistant or the assistant, might have just got lazy and forgot to put those characters in.
Yes. And there are a bunch of things that it missed. In fact, I was reading one of the chapters live, and Claude had put spoilers from the end of the book in the front of the book. So it had just read the lore Bible and said, oh, you guys know that this happens, right? And I'm like, no, they don't. You idiot. You're telling... You're
What?
fucking up the whole thing. Yeah, it was just like, yeah, and then they figure this out later, and I'm like, what? No, they don't. What are you doing? It's the worst. Yeah. So it definitely takes the human eye and the human taste buds to go over the front end. Like, there's a lot of things in the front end. Just today, I just found 6 things just by talking about the fuel cell farms. I'm like, well, that's not fucking right. So yeah, so that's going there. How far are you into it, HexT?
I've officially listened to through chapter 6
Nice.
one time, but it's the second time that I've read. I read chapter 1. Chapter 1's real quick. I mean, I can read it in about 15 minutes. So I've read that. I physically have read that, and I got to take some notes down. But it sounds like you're already catching to some of the conjunctions and some of the action words that I think Claude or whatnot decided that us smart
Humans don't
demons.
need.
I guess he's trying to lean out the vocabulary.
Yeah, it's trying to
I
be
may
as
know an English
efficient and
teacher.
cheap as possible. What's that?
I
Yeah.
may know an English teacher. Yeah.
How many chapters have you made it through CryptoCat?
I was hoping to make it through at least 7, but I think I'm on 5.
Okay, that's not bad. I mean that's the chapters are a lot longer than they were originally. So I think we had like 35 or 36 chapters that have been condensed down to about 28 chapters, three epilogues, and a prequel, like an actual second novel called The First Spark. So if you guys get done with the book and you want to hear the origin story of the Alpha Corp and the dark matter crystals and the stuff that goes all the way back to Wilhelm von Grutzen
Yes.
and World War One, that is very deep lore that we fleshed out this amazing text that Crispy Man started with The First Spark.
Yeah.
And that one
And-
goes
and-
deep.
and-
It
If I wanna
actually
listen to it-
connects to the whole book. Actually, it connects completely.
And
So-
you know
What?
what? You almost need to read the Lore Bible. When I did that, I had to get a hold of Max and say, "How long have you been working on this?" I mean,
Yeah.
this is very expansive.
Yeah,
the Lore Bible isn't on the GitHub, is it?
Yep.
Oh
Yep,
yeah,
it's under
it's
TTS.
there.
So if you go to here and you go to TTS, which again I'm sorry that
Oh, there it is.
this piece of garbage at the top has that other one. I need to fold that into the workflow. But yeah, there's the Lore Bible right before the First Spark Part 1, 2, and 3. In fact, we should probably just listen to the First Spark 1, 2, and 3, or I should read it.
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
it's just so juicy with like strange, weird facts, and it really gives so much gravity, pun intended, to the anti-gravity of Dark X. Like, Dark X isn't just this goo that causes an explosion in chapter 1. It goes back centuries and eons. It is this pulsing energy that people have been trying to harness the power of. Evil people and good people have both
That's how the
lent their
pyramids were
wills to it.
built.
Yeah, that
Now-
was it. It was a Dark X.
And now I know where it happened to the damn Aquarians.
That was
Yeah.
the Nephilim. The Book of
So,
Enoch. Sorry.
yeah, you're good. And then, of
I
course, we
meant
got
to
three
say Atlanteans, not
Atlanteans. Well, I thought
Yeah,
Aquarius.
Atlanteans.
I thought that's a good
Yeah.
song, but I don't know
Yeah.
if they used Dark X to write it. So yeah, there's so much lore, and then I mean, if you go to Rings of Dust, and then you just go to source material, the images and videos alone that people have added and made with AI are pretty intense. And then you can see also like all the other drafts and sources that we took from the Lore Bible. The Rings of the Reich is even in here
is
from Red Squirrel.
is Cape's new song in that file directory
In
for
this
source?
one,
Yeah.
no, I'll have to share it in
Yeah.
our Telegram.
And
I'll
Cape, if
post
you're
it
still
in our Telegram.
Cape Igor, if you're still listening, man, that is a hauntingly beautiful song. I love it.
Well, not only that, but now that you've read through the Lore Bible, you understand how much insane tokenomics and alpha are in those lyrics about sacrificing to the void.
Speaking of that,
Like,
let's check the messages over on the other from the YouTube and from X.
Okay, good idea. Good idea. And check for any guests, although I do have that chime in, which helps me. Okay, so 50 cents now. Let's see what it is. I think the bot sold it down and paid us a little bit. 43. Yeah, it's 43 cents right now, so it's down a little bit. We read the Ambition. Yeah, Longest Staker of Dark Matter. Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, you can let it roll, and then I don't know if anyone's interested in new movies. We read that one.
Mhm.
And so what percentage of Darker should I mint on the first round? That is a good question.
Not
because-
financial advice, all of
Yeah,
it.
that's an NFA.
Yeah, not
That's an
financial
NFA.
advice, but if I had some, it would be all of it.
Or one
Yeah.
behind for liquidity.
Yeah, I mean, minting heavy in the beginning was kind of good in the first version because it locked you in at 3% yield.
Yes.
But now it locks you in for the whole FOMO curve, so that advantage is kind of taken out. The advantage you would have waiting is if you minted and won the jackpot around journeys 5, 6, and 7, depending on the whale's behavior with jackpots, you could be winning 1,332 darker instead of 333. So you might want to be aiming for some later jackpot addresses, but again, that's going to be part of the carrot that is dangled in front of the new community members.
I'm gonna have to leave because I want to open my trap, and I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it.
There's just a lot of
Don't
levers
open your
here.
trap. Or your yapper, as they say.
Can you
No,
say
no.
it without saying it?
No. But I know the 99,000. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I know that. I know that NFT top holder list is going to be awfully interesting.
Yeah, I think
I
it
don't know
will.
who the second one is.
I mean, I have reached out to Pink Misswell and Dawn because Dawn still is sitting on a very significant portions for being a co-founder of Dark One, and it'll be very interesting to see what those two whales may or may not do with their tokens in the next 14 days. And a bunch
You may
of
want to
people
have
don't
dry
even.
powder on the side.
Yeah, there's probably 50 ride or dies that were here a year and a half ago, like Astro, Degen, and just a bunch of old OGs that were in the original cult. And
Patrick?
Patrick, yeah, there's a bunch of people, Pulsewave Vibes, a bunch of people that were doing art at the beginning that have fallen off and taken time away from crypto, probably for their mental and emotional health. And there's probably 50 ride or dies that would love to know what the hell's going on. They're just not here right now. And they're sitting on a bunch of that airdrop.
Lore Bible.
Yeah, I know what I'm reading tonight.
And there are probably still some inaccuracies in Lore Bible because I used the Lore Bible
Yeah,
as the source
yeah.
of truth. And I
Yeah,
kept pointing Claude to when it would
Yeah.
mess things up. And I'm like,
I get it, but it's
read
still
the Lore Bible.
Yeah, but read it with a grain of salt, subject to change at any moment at manager discretion.
I love it. I love it. Kate Figure says, thank you so much, Hex T. You have no idea. Just a little compliment really builds my confidence, and I'm not much of a confident person, if I'm honest. So thank you so much for your kind words.
She's very confident.
Yes.
Cape, I've got your back, brother.
Yeah. What did you think about, since you've already skipped ahead to the Lore Bible, what did you think about the soap factory colony, the Void Walkers and the colony?
Now, that's prequel, right?
Some of it's prequel and some of
Yeah.
it is in the book.
I was a little, to be honest, I didn't want to put too much thought into it. But I do understand that with the first part and knowing when you gave me a couple minutes of your time, I feel like this is just as an expansive universe in your mind and in going into our imaginations as like the Dune series. I mean, there's so much more than just a website and trying to take some profit. There's way more to the
Yes.
the foundation of the project.
Yep.
Yes.
I agree. And the thing is, like, I want to share this universe so much into everyone in crypto right now, but everyone does not want to hear about crypto right now.
You're
Everyone
working
is
at
like,
McDonald's and taking part-time shifts.
yeah, they're cleaning carpets and falling through floors. So
Yes.
like shit happens, right? I get it, man. It's been a brutal bear market, but I think that this is going to make us a stronger and closer, more trauma bonded community than we were going into this. So, anyways,
Well, as you said, it's all about community, right? Look at the community you've built.
yeah, the community is the value. Your friend saw me, my friend saw me, our friend saw me. I hope that annoys
Our
him.
friend saw me.
Our friend saw me.
The
Says
friend
all that.
saw me.
Yeah, the value is in the community. It's not in the token. It's not even in the utilization. Like, don't get me wrong. My token, I think, is one of the coolest tokens to ever be put together by a maniac.
No,
ever.
it's my token. I'm stealing it from you.
Like it's just
My
just
token is
yeah.
Our
really
token.
interesting. It's darker matter is un. I'm just gonna shut up because there's no words.
I just think that it's very when people talk about utility, this utility is really I think pushing the experimental bounds of what crypto and NFTs can do. I don't think anyone else has ever put them together in this particular way and attached them to a story and a universe. So that to me, I mean, I put my heart and soul into that. But Sami talks about XRP all the time. XRP had one dumb narrative and it was a lie, and it's been a lie for 12 years. But it's been such a persistent narrative, and they've continued to build and replace their community as their community leaves, that XRP has no utility at all and probably never will, and it's still hanging out and worth a good chunk of change. So that community aspect and the narrative is very powerful when it comes to money.
Onboarding people also.
Yeah.
I tell you what, gentlemen, that Cash App hack from Coffee, phenomenal. I mean, I was spending, and I don't mind. I was spending, you know, anywhere from $1 to $3 on $100 on ramp through Pure, and and then the little bit I paid for once it was up on base, I had to take it over to Liberty Swap, and their fees are almost nothing. But
Right.
the Cash App gave me full credit. It didn't hold
Yes.
back any percentage. It
For a
just
limited time. Yeah, for a limited
no,
time.
I sent it to USDC on ETH.
Right.
And
But they said
yeah,
for a limited time, no fees. So
yes, yeah.
there will be fees at some point.
At
Correct.
some point, yes. But
Yeah.
I guess that feature's been there for like a year.
I heard it was there only, well, the USDC was added a week ago.
Well,
May
that might be
27th.
true. Yeah, that
Yeah.
might be true.
Yeah. Oh, Star Wars. So it says, by the way, just saying, but you remember how Star Wars started, it was nothing burger that suddenly exploded. Why can't Rings of Dust start with a little few episodes and turn into a major movie? I think it definitely can. And I don't know if you guys saw that retweet or that reply from Funding Jim, but Funding Jim was showing this AI that you can run in Claude that makes a claymation animation of all this stuff, and it had like some little commercial for like a supplement or something, but it was like basically like, hey, I've got all the prompts and stuff, I'm gonna give them to you for free. You can make a cool looking claymation video with these prompts
Well,
of a story or a video or something to that effect.
Max, did you see that little 12-second dig at our age? It was more trolling than anything, but that I did based on the 1984 Dune movie.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I literally did that with a start frame, an end frame, and a prompt. So the prompt came from Chat GPT, and in Kling
Mhm.
AI, which is not very good. It's just enough information to actually execute it, and that thing executed almost exactly how I wanted it to play out.
That's it.
So,
And so you're like, wow, if I can do that. There's another one. Oh, nice hat, Hex T.
oh yes, of course.
There was a 5 minute video that's all over Twitter right now. It took like 3 people 2 weeks, and it's one of the most intense, like 5 minute short movies you've ever seen, with all these fantastic creatures in a crazy world like Dune, and there's like a short plot, and it's intense. It's incredible. They're like, yeah, if 3 guys can make this in 2 weeks, the movie industry will never be the same again. I mean, we've already seen. There's a lot of times where I'm listening to Spotify and I can tell it's an AI. Just you can taste the difference sometimes, and other times there's several songs that I add to my playlists, and then later I find out that it's AI generated. So I think the ones that are good still have people like Cape Figure finessing it and tweaking it and making it sound right. And
Yes.
I think the ones
Yeah.
that don't are people that just hit it on autopilot and spit out, the same kind of sounds, the same kind of tracks, the same kind of vibe.
Right. Right.
And it's completely changed the music industry forever. And I think that the movie industry is not ready for AI.
Okay. So I gotta duck because I gotta be up at 3 o'clock tomorrow to drive up to work.
Okay.
Holy
Any
cow.
last parting out? I mean, I'll catch the replay, but well, it's just I still have. I'm like 13 months away from having my 10-year investment for my
Mhm.
pension with the state of Washington.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and I found a super awesome my Airbnb host. She's almost she's blessed me so much by giving me a very reasonable rate for the 4 nights I'm up there. But yeah,
Nice.
so to maximize the weekends, I don't have an extra Friday or extra Monday off. I just it feels more rested if I stay 3 nights here.
Yeah.
But the drawback is I gotta get up at 3 o'clock to make sure I'm at work at 6.
Hmm.
Well, when you're in my neck of the woods, let me know.
Oh, absolutely. Yep, you got it. All
Got it.
right.
Great. Take care.
Have a good night, bud.
Blessings.
Yeah, I mean, I just wanted to go over all those updates today on the the lottery, the minting, the game theory, the frequently asked questions, the supply button added to the website, and like I said, just found a bunch of stuff to have Claude go take care of as well. So
Yeah, I'm gonna do some reading tonight.
awesome, awesome.
Just some light reading.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
We'll see if any wells mint between now and midnight.
yeah, I maybe I'll send another DM to Dawn and Pink Miss Well. Steve Stash asks, is Dawn still involved with us? He is, as far as he is definitely a whale in darker matter, and he's very very excited because I have reached out to him and told him some of the updates and things we've changed and improved. So he's very happy with the direction that it's going right now. He's just been really busy with family mostly, for the most part, and that's great. I mean, in this market, you should definitely be spending more time with family and less time on X, right? But I did try to remind her. I keep trying to remind them, like, hey, you guys got like 14 days here to get your mints in, or else you're gonna have to wait and mint in round 2, round 3. It'll make the landscape very interesting going forward.
All right, that's good to know. Just keep a little dry powder to get ready for 5 and 6.
Yeah, and any time that a well mints the way that we saw this well mint, like I said, 5% of that is going to go into self pressure. It's going to
Yeah.
convert it to EDI, which, if you think about it, having $2,500 or less in liquidity and absorbing basically a $4,000, $3,000 move of value into EDI and not
Mhm.
going to fractions of a penny, that shows an incredibly strong community. Incredibly strong.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you can't create songs. I'm saying create meaningful lyrics because it doesn't have emotion. But that's what I mean. Yeah, sure. AI products. He's talking about AI will never be good for lyrics or emotion. So that will never replace ability songwriters or server movers. But AI will totally replace everything in regards to action movies. It's probably good songs. The songs got some laughs. Hey, what's up? Believe in yourself. Good to see you, buddy. So, anyways, I'm going to end on that same song that we started with, and just listen to the lyrics. Check out the story. I think the next time I come on here, I'm going to most likely be reading some of the parts that have to do with minting, and some of the parts that have to do with the prequel, and you go into there. So. Got some new comments here. Kate Figor says thumbs up. Jonathan Kampala, my brother from another mother. You usually come in and comment right at the end. If you're here, it's good to have you here. It's good to have everyone here on this Sunday night. So thank you so much for joining me, Hex T Armstrong and CryptoCat. And yeah, I'm just excited to start sharing this beautiful universe and continue to work on it and grow it and finesse it and get the book finished and then start the audiobook, because a lot of people just want to hit play on a track. And I think that's going to increase a lot of attention once we get some people listening to the story and the characters.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. How's your little tribe of crypto bros going up there? You've kind of started as a cult leader yourself, started your own chapter of Fight Club in your area.
Yeah, I have 3 more that are interested in learning more about DRKR because they like the Dr. Pepper logo. They call it the Dr. Pepper of crypto. I'm like, well, it's not really. But yeah, come on board. So yeah, I mean, I have people. I've onboarded 5 people and another 2, maybe 7.
Wow, this is
if
bananas.
I get to 100, I'll let you know.
I think we actually send you a Darker Matter branded air fryer at that point once you recruit that many people into Fight Club, and maybe we should probably do like bars of soap with Darker Matter on it as a wink to Fight Club and the Colony in the book. And you'll have to let me know what winks and nods and things you see in the book that refer to pop culture references that we've been planting in there.
Okay. Yeah, my plan is to read 6 and 7 tonight.
Awesome. Thanks everybody for taking part in tonight. It's all of you, including Max. Thanks. That makes this so awesome, Max. Thank you everybody for turning in. God bless. All right, great. And like I said, we're gonna go back out on that video, which is right here, and then I will also add that video to our Telegram as well. So everyone have a good night. We love you. Remember, you matter. What you do matters, and you have infinite value in just being you. And we'll catch you on the next one. Love you. Ciao.
Pops up, the neon starts to glow. Lowercase connection, entering the show. Top right corner where the wallet interacts. Digital contract, tracking down the facts. The ticker symbols blinking on the sidebar screen. The dark is the atmosphere setting the scene. Round 1 is coming, the season's on the clock. Secure the network, time to lock it in the block. Welcome to the darker matter. Standard rules apply. Load the fuel cells up before the timer passes by. Into the void we will go, where the smart ones play. Minting out the future, trade into the shadows. Watch the ticker climb. Build the data stream. Living on the edge of the cyber grid machine.
Sacrifices, waiting at the gate, calculating yields while we wait upon the day. Claim the EDOT payouts, tally up the wins. This is where the high stakes strategy begins. They say it's for the smart ones, written on the wall. A gamified ecosystem standing tall. Read the how to play if you wanna know the way. Before you launch the app or end in disarray. Ticks on the countdown, now it's turned to days. The price of darker matter, moving through the haze. Is it an illusion? Is it by design? Watch the smart contract as it aligns. 3, 2, 1. Let the protocol run. Welcome to the darker matter. Standard rules apply. Load the fuel cells up before the timer passes by. Into the void, here we go. Where the smart ones play. Minting out the future, trade into the shadows. Watch the ticker climb. Feel the data stream. Living on the edge of the cyber criminal machine. Fuel cells